Hey guys, it's your boy LOZA. We're going to be talking about my Dark Magician deck that won locals this week. I really just love playing Dark Magician. It's kind of simple, but we got to find ways to keep it interesting and relevant. This week at locals, the way I kept it relevant is by main decking 2 Nibiru and 2 Phantasme, which I found to be pretty good. You kind of got to know your meta, or sorry, your locals meta, and play to that. Um, if you're going to a big event, obviously it's way harder to analyze, but for your locals, it's generally easy to get a grasp of what you need to play. So I just opted for Nibiru and Phantasme, knowing that a lot of people at my locals, it was only an 8-man locals this week on Dueling Book because Corona. Um, so I just know we have a Salad player and we have a lot of combo players. So I opted for Nibiru and Phantasme, and it worked out fine. I didn't verse any Invoked players, and I didn't verse any Shaddoll players. I didn't verse any Sky Striker players, so these cards were fine. I mean, this is fine in Sky Striker, but this is not so good. So anyway, let's get into the profile. The 4 bricks, Dark Magician, Red Eyes, Mana. Mana is the correct option instead of Dark Magician Girl. I know we want to play another card to get 2 draws off this, to make this card Dark Magician engage, and it's not Dark Magician Girl, I'm sorry. Mana is the correct choice. She's an extender sometimes. I know it's a sometimes, but that's better than Dark Magician Girl, who's a never an extender. Let's move on. Dogmatica cards. They're very good. Play them, please. Nadir's great. These cards are great. Play them. Hand traps. Format dependable. Format dependent, I should say. But Ash Blossom is always a safe one, so play that. Magician's Rod, great card. Couple it with Magician Souls. You got yourself an Anaconda, you got yourself a Soul Servant, draw 2, and you have a great time. How do we draw 2? Soul Servant, send Mana, Magician's Rod, grabbing Soul Servant, linking into Anaconda, sending these 2, and of course, then you can banish this and draw 2. Um, for an extra bit of spice, you can Magician's Souls away the Soul Servant and draw 3, if you like. Anyway, this is a good card. This card says your ref can resolve, so we play this card. Card good. 1 circle, 1 eternal soul. These are the correct numbers. This is the correct ratio in a Dark Magician deck. Do not at me. I know you'll say, I'm a Dark Magician player. I played this deck my whole life. I know this is bad. I play 2 to 3. It's way better. No. I too have played this deck for a very long time. And playing a deck for a long time doesn't always make you the best at it. Take it from me. What you need to do in Dark Magician is play starter cards. Cards that get your engine going. Guess what gets your engine going in this deck? Red Eyes Fusion? It does. Let me explain. It's a starter and it is Servant. They're both starters. Circle is not. Eternal Soul is not. If I go Rod Search Eternal Soul, there's like an 80% chance this doesn't even add something to my hand. It's so bad. If I add Eternal Soul, it's useless unless I have DM. And even then, what's it doing? Summoning a DM? Well, my opponent does not care. So these cards are good if you have them together with this. Without DM or Circle or Soul, these cards individually suck. And we're not going to play them at 3 just to see them more. That doesn't work, I'm afraid. I've played this deck for so long, and I can tell you, it's just not fun. Trust me, try them at 1. When you want one of them, you add it off Rod, or you stack it off Soul. It's so much better. If they get negged, if they get banished, if they get destroyed, you can get them back with Soul Servant. This card is Dark Magician Engage, and it recycles any of your Dark Magician spell traps. Please play the card. It is just play it at 3 and play these at 1. It's correct. Trust me. Anyway, let's move on. This summons another Dragoon. You don't have to play it. It's not that good. I just personally like it. You can summon Quintet. I haven't yet. Quintet isn't a wasted slot though, because it doubles up as a Dogmatica punishment target. So it's pretty cool. This is the cool spice from my man Michael on the Dark Magician chat. So this stuff's really good because Hornet Drones is a 1-card Anaconda without using your normal summon. So really good to play Engage to bait Ash, and Hornet Drones to just make Anaconda and bait a response. And then you can at least after that normal your Rod and, do a little bit of things. It's not bad at all. Really good for baiting stuff or just getting a free Dragoon. Soul Servant. Card is good. Card says, if Mana and DM are on field or grave, draw 2. Play this card at 3, please. It's very good and also terrible at the same time. It's like an Engage that has way, way, way more setup. The setup for Engage in this deck is kind of the same though, so it's fine. We already spoke about this. Let's talk about punishment. It's good. Play it, please. You have a lot of good targets. You can send this if you need to pop something that's 3k. You can send this if it's a really big boy. You know what these do? This can set up your Dogmatica stuff, and this is a good little Protecty boy. So please play this at 2 to 3, I would say. Skill Drain. Please play this card in Dark Magician. It says, if flipped, win the game. More or less. Not many decks can go beat down like dot deck. Dark Magician does it pretty well if you've established DM, Circle, and Eternal Soul. You can easily just beat down. Or if you've got a Dragoon, 3k beat stick. Your opponent normally doesn't main deck a card that's stronger than Dragoon, unless they're playing like Dangers or some wild shit. So Skill Drain wins you a lot of games for free, so enjoy that. It's very nice. Judgment. Card says, no. Your opponent wants to? No. Play this card, please. You can play Strike, actually. There's a lot of great traps you could play, but I feel like Ice Dragons and Torrential just kind of fell off. They're not that great anymore. Judgment really feels safe. It's always good. It's always relevant. You can help protect your other cards with it. Like, if you are just relying on that Eternal Soul every turn, and they go for the Cosmic, you've at least got the Judgment. It's just a good card. Play the card. It says no. Side deck is always dependent on format and like locals. I'm just playing Lanciers. I'm playing a couple of Drolls. Probably should play a third. Kaijus, the Pancratops, third Nibiru, Backrow Hate, and Village. Village is very good. Feel free to main deck this if your locals is heavy on Sky Striker. Very good card. Extra deck is pretty chill. It's just your magicalized fusion target / punishment target. Dragoon. This is purely a Nadir / punishment target in this deck, so you're never going to make this. This is a great card to send, blah, blah, blah. Artemis, one of the best cards in your deck. You want to normal summon Rod. You want to add Soul Servant. You want to link Rod into Artemis. You want to set this card and pass. That is the bare minimum play you do every turn. Why? Because when your opponent does anything, you can flip Soul Servant, tribute Artemis, and add Rod back to hand on a new chain after this has resolved. And you normally want to stack this. And that means your hand is now Rod and Souls, meaning if you survive that turn using these traps and whatnot, hand traps, you can then go Souls Effect, sending mana, Rod, grabbing you another copy of this or your Eternal Soul or Circle, and make an Anaconda. And then once you've got mana and DM in bin from sending Ref, you can banish this and draw 2. So that's pretty good. That is your stock standard line of play. If you open Rod with like 4 traps, you're just going to normal summon, add Soul Servant, link away to this, set it with everything else, and pass. It is absolutely fine. We've got 2 targets for Dark Magician to link away into. This is so you can make Dragoon with Souls plus this in hand. You Souls into Dark Magician, linking it away for Rhyme Duck, and you just play this, and you get a Dragoon for 2 cards. It's a little bit too much, but it's still worth it. It's the same logic as Anaconda, right? 2 cards make Dragoon, or here's another 2 cards make Dragoon. Link Spider's not a bad card, so we play it. 2 Anaconda, please play 2. It's good. Even if you're playing just 3 ref, play 2 Anaconda. It's very good. If they negate the first one, you can go into another one. You love to see it. Sorry, not if they negate the first one. If they say on summon do something to your Anaconda, which sometimes they have to, you can just go into another one. Very good. We have to play these for the Sky Striker package just to ensure we can make Anaconda for free. And we can win in time with Kano. You'll love to see it. That's the deck profile. Hit me up in the comments of what you liked, what you didn't like, what you would have changed on your list. And yeah, just tell me overall how bad you think my build is. I placed relatively well at Europe YCS recently. I came 117th, I believe, out of 1,800 people. I was playing a list similar to this, a little bit different. I think this is a more refined version. But yeah, hit me up with what you think. And if you didn't understand some of what I said, or like the small combos that I spoke about, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll make another video showing off them. Alright, thanks guys. See ya.